can't begin to explain how excited I was for this game when it was first announced. I was very impressed with the first Infamous, and I was really excited to see the story continue. I even remember the strange original design that Cole had in the E3 trailers. I'm definitely glad they changed it. Needless to say, I was not disappointed with Infamous 2. It took the amazing gameplay and reworked it to improve on its strengths and cut out the few elements that didn't work. In several ways, Infamous 2 is a much greater game, and I loved every moment of it. The story is amazing, and it successfully fleshed out the lore, characters, and setting while delving into some deep emotional territory. The plot begins not long after the first game, as Cole is met by an NSA agent named Lucy Quo, who informs him that a scientist named Dr. Wolf was the one who originally designed the Ray Sphere and has greater technology that can help him fight the Beast. At that moment, the Beast arrives in Empire City as Kessler predicted and defeats Cole while Empire City is destroyed. Zeke and Cole reconcile after his betrayal in the first game, and they travel with Lucy to the city of New Marais. When Cole meets Wolf, he explains that his new device, the Rayfield Inhibitor, can reduce the Beast's power while giving Cole more abilities when he collects blast cores to power it. Not long after, Wolf is captured by the city's assumed leader named Bertrand, voiced by Graham McTavish, and his private militia as he is aware of Cole's presence and openly despises all Conduit activity after the events of Empire City. Wolf is later killed in a car crash, Quo is revealed to be a Conduit herself, and Cole meets another Conduit named Nyx, who ironically manipulates oil, napalm, and fire. With that, it is now a race against time for Cole to collect the remaining blast cores while the Beast tears across the East Coast. The overall story is brilliantly written, and the characters are very well developed. A lot of that is thanks to the great voice talent and the cutscene animation. Rather than the stilted puppet animation from Sly Cooper in the first Infamous, motion capture is used very effectively, so the characters connect better with the audience. Cole is now voiced by Eric Layden, and he gives a phenomenal performance. When Cole is put into a deadly situation, you really feel the intensity, and when the story goes into emotional territory, you truly sympathize with these characters. As I said, the gameplay has significantly improved, as Cole not only has all of his abilities, but he gains a whole new set of attacks as well. He can now lift large objects to throw them, and he can switch between different bolt, rocket, and grenade types, meaning that rather than his standard shot, he can switch to a rapid fire or a homing shot, which is really cool. Melee is a lot better too, as Cole can attack with a device called the Amp, which can perform finishing moves on enemies. Karma plays a really big role, but rather than simple karma moments, Cole will sometimes be given the choice between two separate missions depending on how he wants to finish a task, with one being good and the other being evil. There are still side missions as well, but now there are multiple random occurrences where Cole can gain karma. He can either rescue citizens from the militia or defuse bombs for good karma, or attack protesters and patrolling police for evil karma. While the city does react to your choices like before, I was a bit disappointed that cutscenes don't differ like they did before. Speaking of cutscenes, even they look better with an awesome 3D style while keeping with the comic book motif. The overall presentation is beautiful with its style and diverse locations which are a joy to explore as the game progresses. One final piece of added content that I thought was kind of cool but unnecessary was online user-generated content, where players can create their own missions and share them with others to find in the world. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if it was tutorialized better, because the interface is kind of intimidating. It's hit or miss, there were some good missions and some bad missions, but it's still an ambitious feature. Overall, with its amazing story, fun gameplay, and replay value, Infamous 2 is one of my favorite games of all time and a must-own for fans and PlayStation owners.